Hello, welcome to my channel, Steve Infinity. In this video, I just kind of wanted to quickly discuss like a metaphor or analogy or what have you for like humans and how we also all are part of like the greater whole, kind of like how we all are one, we all are source energy, but then manifested into these individual humans. And I feel like so often it's so hard to conceptualize or think of the idea of us all being one through like a human individualized kind of like mindset. I feel like such a greater way of like thinking about it is like a tree, for example. A tree is its own singular thing, but then it has like branches and it has leaves on the branches and what have you. And so, you could almost think of us as being, we're all like leaves on the branches, we're all just like individual leaves on the branches hanging out, but yet together we are actually all the tree as well. So you could think of the tree as being God and then us as being the individual little leaves on the tree. Like we feel like we're all just these little individuals, but we're also all God at the same time, if that kind of makes sense. And kind of how the aspect of how we all do kind of come from the same one source energy as well. Like just because we're leaves on one tree branch doesn't mean, we need to like fight and argue or what have you with trees on another branch, with leaves, on another branch, because we're all branches of the same tree, right? And I feel like that's so often when you see things like, different communities or countries or what have you, like at war with each other or what have you, is almost like if you zoom out from a bigger perspective and look at it, it would almost just look like two branches of the same tree fighting with each other. And it's kind of like, like both your arms just fighting with each other. And it's kind of like, you're the same, you're the same thing. And I feel like as well, not to be grim or morbid, but it kind of helps as well, that aspect of change and growth and stuff, like to not feel so attached to certain things. For example, like if every time a leaf fell off a tree, if the rest of the leaves just became absolutely mortified and distraught, like, oh no, that leaf's gone, they'd probably not have a great time being a leaf, right? Whereas if you just accept and understand that, sometimes leaves fall off and then new ones grow, then you can kind of just accept more that that's just what being a leaf is and enjoy it. And I feel like sort of a similar thing with humans. So often we get so caught up and strung out on so many things that go wrong, when that just kind of is a natural process of being human. Even just for the aspect of, when leaves fall off and die off a tree, the tree grows more leaves. Like just as we humans, we die and pass on, and then, more of us come back. We're all coming back from that same tree. We all are still just that energy of the tree. We haven't actually gone anywhere. We've just transformed into a new leaf. If you get what I mean. And so we all kind of are just like, these leaves on the tree of life, continually growing and, going through our own processes of death and rebirths and reincarnation as we go on our own little journeys. Who knows, maybe to one day become a tree ourselves. And then there's also the great analogy of how we almost all are also in another aspect like that, in a way, like we're like seeds in the dirt, where we feel like we know everything there is about our environment and our reality, but we haven't even actually grown into our true reality yet. We're still just seeds in the soil, in the darkness, that veil of confusion in front of us. And then we'll be able to keep growing and sprouting, and eventually we'll pop out of the soil, like leaving Plato's cave. We'll pop out of the soil and get to be this big, beautiful, luscious tree in this brand new, amazing world. Something that we can't even like conceptualize yet. Almost, like we're still the babies in the womb. that think they know everything about their great big world, but we haven't even been born yet into the actual world. You know, there's so much potential and possibility for life and for the journey of growth that can really be like learnt and taken from when you just zoom out and have a bit more of that bigger perspective, bird's eye point of view, rather than really thinking about it from this human 3D perspective that we get so boxed into. That there really is such a greater purpose and journey to our own life and the life around us, and just the greater workings of the universe itself, which is really beautiful and magical and wonderful. So sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always.